Black Panther. we have to honor the restoring of the feeling of the MCU verse.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh
Shout out to
man,
Ryan
oh
Coogler.
man.
Shout out to all the actors,
Actresses, y'all did y'all
actresses as well. You guys restored the feeling that was lacking entirely in Phase 4.
This
Thank
year
you.
alone.
Oh yeah, this year alone.
This year alone. Again, disclaimer: if you are a Marvel stan, as in you love everything Marvel related, you think that everything that Marvel drops is gold at the end of a rainbow, click off the video for like a minute, and then click back on the video, because then we go give it back its praise. This year alone, Marvel has stunk. And I mean,
want me to list everything?
List. I already got it.
I got it. You got it up. Oh, okay.
You could like, and then because I know there are going to be some people who talk about some of the off-brand stuff, but okay. So this year alone, we've gotten a Multiverse of Midness.
Yep.
Midnight.
Yep.
Thor: Mid and Thunder.
Yep.
Miss Midville.
Yep.
Mid Hulk.
Yep.
And I think that's it. I know there was some other stuff. I know it was like some
don't forget Hawk, Mid Eye.
Oh, because that did that end this year? It started last year. Did it end this year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Part of it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Mid Hawk. Hawk Mid. That, bro, this year alone has been completely abysmal for Marvel, because without Black Panther, right? If we're looking at it from an angle of like, I was gonna give like, if Black Panther didn't come out this year, right?
Oh, Eternals too. Wait, no, Eternals was last year. Last year, sorry.
If like they said, for instance, they delayed Black Panther, the best comic book movie for me would have been The Batman. Like,
hands down.
Hands down. Like, because like DC, they did their thing. It was really good. It was fresh. It was cool seeing a different perspective of Batman, Detective Batman more so. Great movie. Marvel gave us the same thing 5 times, bro. And I don't know. I just don't know. Like, this year alone just was like, man, dude, there just needs to be a change in direction, a change in leadership, a change in something, bro. Y'all need some, whatever y'all need to go back to the feeling of like that Infinity War saga. Peak Marvel, where it's like, holy shit, I cannot wait until, that's the feeling that I want to go back into, where I was like, man, I cannot wait till this movie comes out. I cannot wait till this movie comes out. Because this year alone, I was like, man, I don't, like when Miss Marvel came out, I was like, what do we got next? She-Hulk? Okay, yeah, I cannot wait for She-Hulk to come out. Like, there's just, the feeling was at an all-time low. So there is a bit of bias. So like when we approach this review, right, there's a bit of bias because the bar is non-existent for me. Because Marvel has been so terrible that a hint of greatness will make me go like, okay, this is like the best thing ever, right? So there is and also I'm black. So there's all this. So there's a hint. There are some biases going into this movie. So this isn't a completely 100% super solid, like, you know, movie critique for 15-year review. There are going to be some biases because this is, at the end of the day, this is just 3 random niggas on the internet opinion on something, bro. Don't take it too seriously. But this movie, like Chris said, restored the feeling. I saw this movie with my mom, like we always do. And I'll definitely say that I am so glad, because I've said this on the podcast before, but I'm so glad that this movie had some seriousness to it, because I am tired of comedy Marvel. I just am. I'm tired of comedy Marvel. When I tell you, because I'm so sick and tired. We never talked about it because that's when we took our break. That She-Hulk shit was trash. And when people kept telling me that this would be their biggest copium, is it's a comedy. It's not meant to be taken seriously. But it's like the show was not funny. It wasn't a funny show. It failed at what it tried to do. So you have all these times where Marvel is trying to keep being funny. Thor: Love and Thunder, oh my god.
I still haven't watched it. And it's on Disney Plus.
And I tell you that, bro.
Let me tell you something, folks. Let me tell you something. Resident Marvel hater in the room trail here. Thor: Love and Thunder, bro. I have seen nothing but horrible clips of that movie. But my favorite horrible clip is when he gives that little girl Stormbreaker and he gets Mjolnir and they go into the fucking sky. And then I go to the comment section of people laughing at how shitty this scene is and everybody saying, man, y'all just don't know how this is just a beautiful scene. This is such and such, such and such.
I'm like, that ending when he gets fucking...
My nigga, this is basically Disney saying, the mouse coming up. Cater to these kids, nigga. Have a good... Even though it's kids out here, my little brothers in the watch fucking Hunter x Hunter and Naruto and shit like that. They can deal with... They're not even just fucking edgelord storylines, not even really dark shit. They can deal with it, but no. Thor: Love and Thunder got to be comedy. And I love how all the Disney Marvel creators talk about how good Thor: Love and Thunder is, but now they look back in hindsight, oh, you know, it wasn't the best Thor movie. You don't fucking say. It was ass.
That
it's
shit.
Okay to say it.
That shit makes
More the
me...
God Butcher, one of the craziest niggas in the comics.
Trash.
Reduced to ashes.
Trash. She was so bad. It was what a waste of a what was the dude's name who portrayed him? What a waste of
Christian Bale.
What a waste of a Christian Bale performance, bro. What a waste.
It wasn't a waste for him though, because he got a check.
Oh, he got a bag.
Exactly.
He got a
He's
bag.
Satisfied.
He got a bag, so I ain't mad at him. But like, yeah, that movie made me want to go back and rewatch Dark World and see where I compared the two. It was that bad for me. But yeah, so Marvel's been terrible this year. So like I said, there's some biases going into Black Panther. So if you don't like that type of shit, click off. But you can start, Chris, because me and Detroit have been talking a lot.
All right. So when it comes to Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever, we had tons of just the lead up itself. Like Cam already talked about everything MCU was just mid, but just in terms of production itself was like, oh, we had COVID back issues, script issues, the recast T'Challa versus don't recast T'Challa wars. What's the actor who plays Shuri? What's her name again?
It's I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Latia.
Latia Wright. Yeah. There we go. Latia Wright.
I don't know if I pronounce it.
With her being an anti-vaxxer and being difficult, and they were talking about we might have to recast Shuri, all of that shit. Niggas was mad at Letitia Wright, and it was just what the hell.
It was a lot of
just
back
in
and
terms,
forth.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth, and to the point where people was just like, there was some people, even me to an extent, just like wrap this shit up. We just don't need Black Panther no more. And honestly, when I saw the first trailer, I was like, okay. But I was already kind of fuck MCU because of just what the product I was getting. But I was still optimistic because you know what? Ryan Coogler is that nigga. Ryan Coogler is the director here. But at the same time, did he get MCU? And I will say this right now. Ryan Coogler did not get MCU. Kevin Feige did not fuck up Ryan Coogler and what he do. This movie was magnificent. This movie was magnificent. Not as a movie, not an MCU movie, because as MCU movie is really fucking amazing. But as a movie, this was a great ass movie. Ryan Coogler did his thing. All the actresses did their thing. Angela Bassett needs to be in nomination for supportive actress.
She fucking killed that shit, bro. She killed that role, bro.
When she had a very minimal role in the first one, but when she was on the screen, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to carry." I'm about to carry.
You felt so much emotion for that, and I think that's the thing
that's just Angela Bassett. But we seen Angela Bassett just show that emotion, but it was just like here, it was just like, oh, she was like, I ain't playing.
She was like, no, I'm Queen of Wakanda. Like, you gonna listen to me.
That was like Queen of Wakanda, who lost her son, lost her husband, all within lost her son twice because you got to factor in
5 years.
Them nigga the 5 years on top of the man getting blown. Oh, and Shuri was gone, I think, within those 5 years too, allegedly. So guess what?
Yeah, Shuri was missing too. Shuri
she was going through hell, and you felt it. You felt it. Even the scenes, and spoilers, when she thought, oh shit, Shuri's dead too. That scene with Okoye when she said,
she like, bro, I done put up with too much.
So you come back empty fucking hand. You don't bring back Riri. We'll get to Riri, by the way. You don't even bring the child that Namor is out here ready to fucking smoke us for. And not my child. Yeah, G. Fuck up out of here, G. You're done. You're done. Wrap this shit up.
Man.
And don't forget, you technically betrayed us.
In the last movie, she was like, "No, look, I didn't forget about the last movie where you said you was loyal to the throne. So since you loyal to the throne, get your ass up out of here."
Exactly. Fuck up out of here, man. And just that scene was just, I was like, oh man, we in some shit, G. But I was just so fucking impressed with this movie, G. Just the it's the actors and the story itself, and just how they went about making a movie around the fact of T'Challa's not here, which was arguably the biggest challenges of this. How you about to go around?
I was mad. That was the big thing. I was mad curious. How are they going to kill him off? Like in the MCU, right? I was like, how are they going to?
They kind of handled it how he handled it in real life. Was just like, I ain't tell nobody I had a fucked up disease.
Yeah, I think as far as like, I think what they did, I think that was like the best approach. If they were gonna just go, the movie just starts off like,
it was just like, it's fucked up right now.
Yeah,
G. And just Shuri's emotion of just like, I have to save my brother's life. This man came to me last minute. I have to figure some shit out. He don't want to die, and it's just like, yeah. And like that moment when, like the whole theater was just shook when.
Bro, because the movie just started. There is no dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
dun,
just
dun,
like
dun, 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 dun. There's no, it just literally just starts off in the room. She's trying to fix the heart-shaped herb to save T'Challa. And bro, I kid you not, it was like some fucking small ass part of me that was like, maybe she'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not, but it's just
like maybe she'll do it. And then when Angela walks in the room and she's like. And she said, "What's the heart rate?" And then it's like, then that fucking MCU. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't cry, but I definitely.
No, it got me.
I ain't gonna lie. I definitely got a little choked up when I saw that the MCU the dun,
when they just
showed Chadwick in there, bro. I was like,
oh,
fuck,
like y'all,
man.
Y'all playing too much with heartstrings, and it's just the first 10 minutes, G.
I was like, bro. What? And it's like throughout this whole movie, it's like, what a fucking shame, bro. This whole movie just makes you go like, what a shame that we lost somebody who could have like really, like the movie's great, but could have like really elevated it even more so because of his presence and the way he portrays T'Challa. I was like, man, it's like so many moments where I was like, bro, this would have been so dope if him and Namor met. Like, say for instance, he was there, he just got done killing Angela Bassett. Oh my lord, what would he have done?
Bro, that fight would have been 10 times intense, G.
Like, what would he have done in that situation? Like, it's crazy. I didn't mean to cut you off, Chris. But
yeah, no, you good. And matter of fact, when you did bring up Namor, it's time to talk about how this movie is literally went from, yes, the plot of Lost was that's the theme of it, was just Lost and just mourning and all of that was the central theme of the movie. And Namor popping up like the Mexicans. The fact that Shuri and Angela Bassett just sitting there like, Angela like, I just want to spend time with my daughter, I just want to spend time with you. Get out this fucking lab. We're gonna chill. We're gonna chill in this beautiful ass jungle we got here. And then Namor just pops up like
Namor
UGD.
popped up, UGD.
It became the Latin Kings versus the GDs at Curie. If you're from Chicago and some of my homies who watch this podcast, and you know how it was being a black person at Curie, and the Latin Kings walk up and ask you GD, or just assume you was GD because you was black. This is legit, and I've seen the Latin King versus Black people wars on the Orange Line countless times. That final scene was that, but this whole movie was literally blacks versus Mexican propaganda, and it was entertaining as shit, by the way. But the guy who played as Namor did his thing.
You did a good job.
He did a really great job. They did a good job also establishing Namor into the MCU universe I feel like as a true anti-hero. Like, yes, he was the villain of this movie, but they developed him as a true anti-hero even to the end, where it was just like, look, even when the scene when he was showing Shuri, like, look, this is my place, you know, we good here. We protect the vibranium here, you protected up there. If y'all fuck up, I pull up.
They established his motives in a good way. It wasn't like, I'm evil for the sake of being evil. No. And I want to see the world burn. He's like, nah, I got a kingdom to protect, bro.
Exactly. Y'all, I got vibranium down here I gotta protect, and somebody up there was fucking around, and I'm on their ass, and I want them to die. And I respect his motives because that is who Namor was in the comics. It's just like, I'm about the underwater world, my nigga. I'm all about that. If anybody's prevented from me from making this shit cool, I'm on their ass. Which is why that scene when, by the way, we gotta talk about the CGI at moments in this movie. When that nigga threw the helicopter, you can't sit and tell me that shit did not look like Mortal Kombat 4 on the PS1.
It's funny as hell.
I was like, gee, this CGI ass, but it's like, you know what, I'm gonna let it slide. It's Black Panther. Like, yo,
I was just laughing because it's just like, I was like, because granted, we watched this movie in the suburbs, so like it was like, it was black people there, but it was like a lot of white people there too. So I was like, I don't know if was I supposed to feel sad about this scene? Because I was like, this is what they deserve.
I wanted to cheer. So I did cheer. I was like, yo, he fucking snapped.
I was like, that's what y'all get. Y'all ran up. They started like shooting dude. They was like, okay, we got away. Whew. Okay, call them up. We need backup. They just saw. Shit. They like, what's going on?
That CGI animation was horrible, but it was just hilarious because of white people fucking up, doing shit they had been no business doing. But it's just like, I'm like, yo, that graphics were horrible. Like, that was really bad. But Namor just being shown as like, yo, I'm here, and I respect it. Even to the end where his top general, she was like, you know, I don't know what the fuck you was on. He said, no, we've allies. But at the same time, here, when it comes to here, don't worry about that. We good. And they good up there till they fuck up.
If they come up trying to deal with Wakanda go come back to us, and then that's when we pull up together. Well, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Black Panther 3 pull up on the U.S. Senate, G. I don't mind it, G. That might be a lit movie.
Hey, I'm all for
Wakanda versus the U.S. Senate.
Yep.
Or the UN. United Nations.
The UN, United Nations on, like, look, man, we need that vibranium, nigga. And be like, hey, look, y'all doing a little too much now. Y'all doing a little too much. So, but I really enjoyed the name. Even his backstory was interesting because one of my coworkers, he really explained just either in detail about how the Mayans and all that shit is. He said that shit is a real ass story. I'm like, oh shit. And he said even the fact the ones that are blue, those are actual sacrifices. And I was like, oh, so the fact that the soldiers are blue, they're sacrificing themselves for the greater good, for the culture. But yeah, so overall, it was a really great movie. I enjoyed it. I'll let Cam give his thoughts on certain moments, and I'll chime in from there. but a lot, man, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay, so I'll say this because, like, even though this, I really hated this debate when it came out, the whole recast T'Challa thing. I really, really hated that debate. But if I had to pick a side, I was on the side of like, wait till after this movie if you want to do something, or like, because we don't know, like, with this whole multiverse shit that Marvel is doing, they could
you can easily
recast it, but like the second one, I would have been like, to me, it's just impossible to do a recast for a second movie, especially with given the whole thing with Chadwick. But I was like, it just does. People are gonna one. It wouldn't make any sense because they would have to over-explain it in the movie, so that takes away from whatever the movie's gonna try to do.
Mm-hmm.
2, pray for that actor, because whoever gets recasted as T'Challa as a Black Panther, nigga go get hella death threats if he don't do a good job. It's just too much.
Be on his ass.
So for this movie, no, it was like, to me, the recast just made no sense, because you could do it if they do some multiverse shit and they go like, this is Earth 2 Black Panther, and some shit like that. You could do that, but not for this movie. But for what they did with Shuri's character, right? I liked it. This movie truly convinced me that she was ready to take on the Black Panther mantle, because damn it if she didn't go through a lot of shit in this movie. Like, holy shit. And like, she didn't go through hell this movie. She lost, again, spoiler alerts, she lost her brother, she lost her mom. She her country got pulled up on, and she's like, I don't know what to do. She's also dealing with the whole fact of her not wanting to remake the heart-shaped herb because of what happened to her brother. You got all this stuff going on. And I loved when she took that herb and it was fucking Michael B. Jordan right there. Like that whole scene. Because at first I was like, is she go see her mom? But then I actually liked that it was Killmonger instead.
And for the reason itself made sense.
It made sense. He was like, you're not trying to do this for like some protecting your country or whatever. You want revenge. You want these niggas dead.
And that's why I'm here.
And that's why I'm here. She's like, are you gonna do the honorable thing? Or are you gonna get shit done? Like, I like that. It made sense for her character at that moment, because, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a huge mama's boy. If Namor killed my mom, his whole kingdom would have been up, bro. It would have been up. I'm telling you this right now. Shuri spared that nigga. Oh, best believe I would have been like, you would have saw me pulling up to that that ship
with that man on a pipe.
With that nigga, me carrying that nigga head, going like, kill them all. They
finished the job, man.
Well, because I ain't playing about that shit. You killed my mom in cold blood in front of me? Hell no.
Just watch her drown. Okay, nigga. Right,
hell
cool.
No. Best believe. And then you gonna be like, well, that's gonna be, I killed your mom. That's gonna be. Are you talking shit about it afterwards?
No, yeah, we come back in 2 weeks, nigga. We come back for more. I'm like, whoa, nigga.
Trust me, I would have had Doctor Strange or somebody on the pipeline like, hey, y'all gotta help me with this real quick. We gotta get shit done real quick. But yeah, just her character in and of itself she did a fucking fantastic job. Letitia Wright did a great job of really, because you could tell some of them scenes, you could tell it was the actress and the character when it came to those emotional scenes involving really mourning the loss, especially that final scene when she was burning the funeral garb, and it just focused in on her and her interactions with T'Challa. You could tell that was both a actress and a character moment between her and T'Challa, her and Chadwick Boseman. That scene got my mom, because she was like, she was like, she was good up until that scene when they started showing the flashbacks. And then the after credit scene when it was revealed that he had a son, she was like, then she broke down on that shit too. Especially when he said his name.
It was funny because all the white people left the theater. I was like, all the black people stayed there, like, and it was just like that's all the black people was like, oh man, oh man.
Man, when he's like, my name is Prince T'Challa, and I was like, damn. I was like, that it was. I think that was the biggest point of this movie. You felt the emotion, and that's what I needed. because I'm saying, like I said, I'm tired of comedy Marvel. This movie did have its funny moments.
Yeah, like it was genuine, but those were well placed.
It wasn't like Chadwick was dying and they were like, oh, what about the heart-shaped bird? It looks like he needs a new heart. Like, it wasn't like that. It was
well timed, and that's like when Riri was introduced, Ironheart was introduced. That's when the comedy was like, okay, we're visiting a little comedy here.
Yeah, and I like how she was portrayed. I'm telling you this. I'm praying for you though. I'm praying for her. I'm telling you, that actress, man, if she don't got the roughest position in the MCU right now, because you're replacing Robert Downey Jr. Like, point clear. If you don't,
they even threw it in there as a joke, but it was like when they were escaping, they were like, "Oh shit, she got an Iron Man suit." Yeah. It was just like, fuck.
Like, she has a very tough position. And especially because they're really going to focus in on her through a Disney Plus TV show.
Mm-hmm. Which I think think that's going to be a good series now. I believe that. I'm hopeful that it's going to be a good series.
If it's co-directed by Ryan Coogler, I give it to it. But
yeah,
until I see something like that, I ain't got no hopes. And this has nothing to do with the actress. It just has something to do with the history of Disney Plus TV shows. I ain't got no hope. But aside from all that, I think everybody did a phenomenal fucking job. I think that this movie being what it is, which is basically a tribute and a passing of the torch, it did a great job with that. You really could tell that they had a respect for Chadwick Boseman, that you could tell that his passing affected the structure of this movie as it should. And you felt the emotion that where it's literally you could see that it's like you could tell that there are some certain parts of the movie where it's not the character, it's the actress. So yeah, rating 10 out of 10. There are biases. There are very high biases going into this rating. I will not lie to you on that account. But this movie is what I needed. I needed this movie because I'm telling you this right now. If this movie didn't come out, best believe me and Daytro will be leading the bandwagon. Fuck MCU.
Oh, y'all would have been inducting me in, G. Y'all would have been inducting me in with them to the MCU hate train officially.
Because this year was rough for Marvel. It just was. And Black Panther was that sprinkle. That sprinkle in a pile of shit.
It was a strong sprinkle.
It was a strong
gold, actually.
It was a strong sprinkle. But that's all I gotta say. Detroit, you want to add anything? All right, then that's our thoughts on Black Panther.